Riding the storm out. Red skies in morning, sailor's dick warning. Red skies at night, sailor's delight. Let's see what the skies look like. Skies are looking okay, so I guess the thunderstorm's over. Just a minute, let me. More makeup. Okay. So let's see what's going on. Where did I see that? Beanie. There's one. There's one. So I'll put that one on there. I mean, after all, it is polite. So we're over the, I've been trapped in here because it rained. There was a thunderstorm here in California, and you know, that's unusual for California. So I looked at the weather, and the weather said, it's going to rain from about 7 to 11 o'clock at night. It rained from 7 to 7 the next morning, and then all day long. So I couldn't get out. I attempted to go out, but you needed a truck to get out. So I had spinach for breakfast and spinach for lunch, and I had a condensed tomato soup, which is actually pretty good. So I'm getting another one. I think I'm going to try and make egg drop soup. I'm pretty sure you make egg drop soup with tomato soup. So it's pretty good. I made myself quesadillas with some corn tortillas that have been in the refrigerator all summer long. They've been in there for about 3 or 4 months. Not a bit of mold on them. So, you know, that's not a good thing. So I guess that's why all the smart people are in Europe, right? Because I think they don't pollute the water supply with fluorine and put all kinds of stuff in the food, which makes them label it as hazardous toxic waste. And obviously makes you dumb. Dumb as all get out. So, let you know what's going on with a couple things. It's getting nice and warm in here now. I can actually open that door a little bit. I'll just take this one deal off, and it'll should get transfer some of that heat over to the living room. It's like the ocean in there right now because like I said, when it rains in this trailer. And so are you on that? Well, okay. So let you know what's going on right now. Well, as you know, there's things that are going on spiritually. Let me take this off for a minute because it's freaking hot. I just got out of the shower to warm up because it got down to 40 degrees this morning. So the sun just come out now. So hopefully it'll warm up a little bit in there because well, I didn't use that much diesel fuel. So that's good. But I only got 2 things really to talk to you about right now this morning, but they're significant, or else I wouldn't be talking about them. Okay, so Have you seen what's going on? How's the signal? Let me move this onto. Let me move this up here just to make sure the signal's good. And they always like to lock into the camera to see what you're doing. Right. I want to see if you're doing the wild thing, getting busy with it. So, have you seen what's going on? A whole lot of nothing. A whole lot of bullcrap. The free flow of information has turned into just a spaghetti of insanity. And there's so many fly-by-night channels coming up here saying all kinds of, different things. If the people are not educated and they actually go in and listen to these fly-by-night channels, which is one thing I wanted to talk about. Why do all the smart people come from Europe? I know you say that, there's some smart people over here, but the smartest mind that I've read, it wasn't Albert Einstein, because what did he make? Did he make anything like the other inventors who invented things to help mankind? All he came out with was some mathematical equation, and Nikola Tesla said it didn't have any basis in reality. Who can understand it? They sure as hell never told us anything about it in school, what the hell it's about. I read it from Nikola Tesla, and he said it didn't have any basis in reality. And so you see what's going on with all these people. Nobody's happy. They don't got no money. So they knock off their girlfriends. They beat the hell out of them, set their cars on fire, and take them out. Right? And so just let me check my signal here. And so you got like this person right here talking about, cryptocurrency. They're all fake. They're all a bunch of fly-by-night channels, right? And you got people who just come over here and they look at the thing and they actually go in there and listen to these people. I mean, an educated person will look at the channel who's saying it and just completely disregard it, right? Some people don't. They're uneducated. At least that's what I think, or else why would the damn thing have 200 views on it? There's got to be 200 dummies out there, right? And so so back to this thing about, we're a nation of dummies because they put fluoride in the water system and the people don't even say nothing about it, right? After Kevin Trudeau was telling you what all the studies found on fluoride, and they still are so dumb they don't even say nothing about it. They have food, they don't even protest, they don't even get off the couch. They're doing the couch potato. They don't even have the you know, it's disgusting. It's like they're slothful idiots. Knowing that our food is considered hazardous, toxic waste in other countries, and they still don't even care. They still don't even do nothing about it. They just sit there on the couch and change the channel to the freaking um The View. Is that still on? Or Fox News, ABC News, Nightline? They're a bunch of slothful, filthy, sick, deranged, uneducated. Well, can't say that they're uneducated. Um, just greedy, selfish pigs. You know? And so um so you know that Nikola Tesla is probably the greatest mind um genius. He invented the transformer. If it wasn't for Nikola Tesla, you would not have the transformer. He invented it. And so this transformer is what they use to for the whole electrical grid around the whole world is because of this invention. And that's only one invention. Okay? If you want to learn about Nikola Tesla, especially if you studied electronics, I remember I was taking really just reading books. I would order books. There was tab book clubs, you could get them for free. And you order them and then they expect you to pay back later. But, if you're poor, I doubt if you ever, pay for the books. But so I read like David Homer. I think his name was David Homer. And of course, all of us read Forrest Mims III, who was from Europe. And I learned, how to repair a TV, and was totally stoked the first time I repaired a TV, actually. And I remember I started working for uh, this one shop, and it was just a little, shop in a little one horse town. And one of the persons there was from the military. Actually, two of the people were from the military, and that's when I first heard about Nikola Tesla, because the other guy that was sitting there repairing TVs, he had mentioned it. He said, He said, "You haven't read Nikola Tesla?" And I was like, So later on, I read Nikola Tesla. Probably when I used to spend all that time in the library. But so I read the Tesla Papers. That's the name of the book. It's called the Tesla Papers. And I forget Childers, something Childers is the person who wrote the book. And then after that, I read his own autobiography, which is really awesome. It really, he wrote it, and you could really understand who he was, right? His character and everything. And he had a sense of humor. And so he was from Austria or Serbia, I think it is. Austria, Serbia, and one other place there. There's 3 places. But so how come there's no smart people over here? I just posted a video by David Icke. And David Icke is from Europe as well. The UK is in Europe, right? If not, he's from the United Kingdom. And he's actually from an island. It's the Isle of Wight Island, right off of the mainland United Kingdom. In order to get to his house, you have to take a ferry boat. And I don't see any other way you'd be able to get there, right? That's how they get to places like that, by ferry boat, right? They don't have no bridges. So, I mean, over here we have some pretty big bridges that are, 2 miles long. And so anyhow, I just posted a video to my Facebook, and it's got David Icke on there. It's got some AI, but you know what? At this point, it is what it is. It's got him on there, and he's explaining the whole thing, and I can understand why, because these are, profound concepts, and it's just, you have to think about it. So you think about it and you write it down, right? And so I think that's what this video is, because it does have AI. You'll recognize that the video has AI in it. So who's putting it out there? I have no idea. But something must be going on in the spiritual realm that, it's here. He's been banned and censored, and now I guess the people are catching on, and the people are starting to investigate, research, and they're posting this stuff on their pages, on their platforms. So the message is getting out there. I just saw it this morning, so I reposted it to my Facebook. I don't know if the people will be able to understand everything that he's talking about. So I would suggest get the book. That way, you see something that you don't understand, you can go in and start researching. Okay? And so it's all there, but keep in mind, I think he's an extraterrestrial himself. Okay? I don't know if he is for sure, but I've always questioned, how can he know so much information? Because if you read the book, you will see that it's loaded with information. Chapter after chapter after chapter. His theory that this is a simulation, I do not agree with. Okay? But as far as the extraterrestrials, they do not want him telling the people this. That's why they've banned him from 30 European countries. And they've banned him from the two major social video platforms, social media platforms. And that's why I posted it. Because nobody here in the United States apparently has any thinking power at all to understand this stuff or to even talk about it, because they're too dumbed down on fluoride and the garbage crap that they've been putting in the food to dumb the people down to get away with what they've been getting away with. And so my YouTube channel name is Barney Valenzuela. Go check it out. Okay? They put a couple decoys in there since probably around 2011. No, before that, 2005. They started putting some decoys out here. There's other people right here by where I live with that same name. I don't think so. But search around there, you'll see it. I just posted it. And I don't have time to go in and put the link. If you go back to some of my old videos, well, I've got everything basically locked right now. So just search around for the Barney Valenzuela's on Facebook until you find my channel, and then follow it, I guess. Follow that channel. And or that page. And so the next thing I want to talk about is cryptocurrency. Okay. You know that just last weekend, the biggest liquidation in cryptocurrency history occurred. And I went online and I said Bitcoin just took a big old dump around 1:30 p.m. I said it took a big old dump and it just wiped out $50 billion. Okay, so now they're saying that that there's some people who are doing insider trading, right? And well, it is plagued by thieves, but who do you think's hoarded up all the freaking money right now? The billionaires are no different. They're big freaking greedy thieves. And I've done psychological comparisons between classes of people, and I noticed that their behavior is the same. There's only one difference. I'm talking about the billionaires, and there's millions of them. I was asking AI some stuff. Right now, with all the money in the world, each person should have, if they shared it fairly, each person on planet Earth should have about $15,000 a year. Okay? And but they don't share it fairly. Everything's corrupt and unfair. Only the thieves win. You have to be a thief and a cheater and just don't care about humanity. Um, and so I noticed that there is a similar behavior between these rich multimillionaire billionaires as there is with the poor people. They have the same behavior. There's only one difference. And the difference is that one is geared, for lack of a better term, a more professional term, is geared to succeed. And the other is geared for failure. That's the only difference. Their thinking, their behavior, their beliefs, their moral compass is the same. And they are thieves. And I've seen one of these people, and they have a certain personality type, a certain character type. They look a certain way. And you can find this out yourself. Just get some books on face reading. And I saw this one person, and it seems to be something spiritual, how they steal from other people. And it seems to be something spiritual because I noticed that it's not just for the financial gain, even though that is a big part of it because you need money to buy more stuff. I was hanging around, organized crime, and a lot of pretty ladies, sex, drugs, rock and roll, well, R&B too, right? And so I noticed that it wasn't just for the financial gain, even though they may have been thinking that it was, on the surface. But deep down, it was something spiritual. And some of them wasn't just for the financial gain, but to screw somebody over. That's what they were getting off on. And when I say they were getting off on it, they were really getting off on it. They would start to shake. They would turn red with embarrassment. It's like they were having an orgasm when they steal something, right? And so I just wanted to share that with you. And there's a lot of them. And so talking about this insider trading, regardless what the insider trading is, you got all these people going on here telling you what's the next move, right? You got Brian from Bacon something is his channel. And then you've got Cryptos Are Us, right? Which I'm gonna watch here in a little bit because he's probably making a live stream right now. He, like I said, he makes a live stream every morning, every day, in the AM. I'm still trying to figure out what time, right? Because he's in a different time zone. But yeah, you'd think I'd know what time already, huh? I think it's 8 a.m. Pacific time. I'm not sure. And then there's Crypto Banter. He's a dude from Russia. He doesn't make that many. The last time he made a live stream was like 8 months ago. But still, he's trading hundreds of thousands of dollars. And actually, some of the stuff that he said, you can go back and watch it 6 months ago. You know, he knows what's going on. Insider trading. And so the dude promoting Bitcoin, I told you, is over in Puerto Rico. All of these people are basically, they take alpha out of the United States, but Cryptos Are Us, he's still here and whatnot. But a lot of them take off out of the United States because of the laws here. But so you have everybody saying something different, right? This is what's going to happen next. This is what's going to happen next. It's going to shoot to the moon. Oh, it's going to crash. There's a crash coming, and it's going to be crypto winter and all this different stuff. So I'm going to tell you what I think the next move is, because I've called 2 moves already. I called 2 moves in these last 2 or 3 weeks. I said it was going to go down and touch 108, and that's exactly what it did. Then I said it's probably going to go back up. The next call I made was it's probably going to go up from here probably to 120. Well, it did, and it actually went past 120, and it went up and went to 126, set a new Bitcoin high, all-time high. Okay, so I called those 2. It took about 6 days for it to go down and touch 108. Then I don't know how long it took to go up to 126. I think it was like in 2 or 3 days. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention at this time. And but this all occurred in these last like 2 weeks. And so now, I had called those 2 moves there. You're talking about a 820. That's like a 15% change. That means if you had $100,000 in there, that $100,000 would have became $115,000. So that's significant. And so now all of a sudden, I think it was Saturday at 1:30, it took a big old freaking dive, right? I mean, big old freaking dive. I think it was like an hour, 15 minutes or something like that. It just completely took a freaking dive, and it wiped out all the freaking altcoins, every last one of them, except maybe 1 or 2, right? So those are probably the ones insider trading. Well, so now Brian Jung, I think his name is Brian Jung, He's got Crypto Bacon, right? On YouTube. He's saying, now's the time to buy because, right? Now's the time to buy because everybody, you know, they lost everything. And so now nobody wants to buy nothing. So, you know, right now's the time to buy. Well, I'll tell you what I think. This is the next move. I think what's going to happen. And time-wise, probably in the next 2 weeks. I haven't really checked the thing. Actually, I'll probably go out there and check on the big screen. And on the trading view. And I don't got trading view on here. And so I think here's what I think is going to occur within the next 2 weeks to 2 months, because you know it could drag on for 2 months. It's normal. I think it's going to go up to I think it's going to go up to like 130, 128, 130. Or maybe like it'll go up to like, well, it's already been to 126. So probably, yeah, it's going to go up to like 130. And then it's going to take a big freaking dump. That's what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to take a big freaking dump, and it ain't going to be no flash crash. And so that's not good for altcoins, but when it does, it's time to load up on Bitcoin, right? And that's what I think is going to happen. That's what I'm thinking, the next 2 weeks to 2 months. So that's for everybody who's doing cryptocurrency. We'll talk to you later. What kind of names are these? Why don't you people get some, or whatever you are, bots or whatever, start putting your picture up there. I mean, you know, at least one has kind of a picture. But thanks for leaving the message anyhow. It's better than nothing. So we'll talk to you real soon. Let me show you my Facebook page. Okay. Let me show you my Facebook page. So that you can go in and watch this video by David Icke. Well, if you get the name of the channel, you can just go straight to YouTube. But let me show you on here. Okay, there's my Facebook page. Okay, there's the thing I was talking about right now. See that? What just happened? There's a lot of stuff worse than that, but these new things that are coming out on Facebook is just unbelievable. You know, they didn't used to tell the people what was really going on. But okay, so there's my Facebook page. And there's actually 2 of them that look almost identical. Okay. So it's the one that says 21 followers and following 4 right now. I think it's been that way for a while. But it also says long haul truck drivers, activist. Like I said, there's 2 that look identical. Okay. but try to figure out which is which. And here's the video that I just posted. Okay, it's by David Icke. I think they used AI to mix his face with Kevin Trudeau's face. That's what it looks like to me. But anyhow, the name of this YouTube channel is, well, you can see how it's worded, so you can probably find it that way. But let's go ahead and find the name of this YouTube channel so that in case Facebook tries doing any funny business, you can go straight to YouTube and watch it, because like I said, I think there's something going on in the spiritual realm, because it was completely silent before on David Icke, talking about the extraterrestrial reptilian shapeshifters. And now all of a sudden this morning I see that someone has posted something, and I sat there and watched it for about 20 or 25 minutes, and they didn't try no funny business. So I think it's on the up and up. There's no telling who it is, but it's called Motivation TV is the name of the channel. Okay. Motivation TV. He's got 59,000 viewers. So it might be David Icke. It might be, one of his sons. They're into these platforms, and who knows who it is, but that's the name of it. You can just type in the name of the channel, or David Icke Reptilians in Mythology, the Truth Behind the Legends. Okay, so he did all the research. Okay, and on these beings that are here, that their greatest weapon has been making you think that they do not exist, when in actuality, if you even listen to great minds like Nikola Tesla, they basically say you got to be a total freaking idiot to not think that there's other intelligent life forms. Okay, and so thanks for tuning in, and today is the 15th October, and we just got over a rainstorm, so I've been in here for like 2 days. Luckily I had I'm just barely running out of water, but yeah, so it's the October 15th, and I guess it's Wednesday. Yeah, today's Wednesday. And so there's some stuff going on. I'm still trying to find that channel that's talking about Orange Man and what he was doing over there in I guess it's the Nation of Islam. I don't know. I don't follow any of that stuff, but it's what's going on over there in Gaza or Hamas or whatever it is. I don't even know the person he talked to, but from what I understand, it's the Muslims who the whole story, right? And so I'm trying to find that channel, because what he's saying is nobody else is saying this stuff, especially when he named certain corporations that other people don't have the kahunas to even mention these names, because before they'd come and get you. And if you don't believe that, ask anybody else who's on these who's been into these subjects. And so I don't even remember the subject I was oh yeah, okay. So yeah, so this person I tried to find all yesterday, and the channel is not coming up. You know, it's on YouTube vertical live feeds. This is where it's at right now. Okay. And so I'm trying to still trying to find that channel so that you can go in and start listening to the two people. Okay. Because you, like I said, you have one channel where this lady is trying to tell people how to, you know, date and have a relationship and, you know, all this stuff. And, you know, out of the blue, she's promoting Orange Man and, you know, people like Orange Man. And then you have this other person who's saying that Orange Man is actually cashing in, he's doing business deals. Okay. I never heard any of this stuff. I don't know who's telling the truth, who's lying, but somebody is. So that's why I'm trying to find this one channel so that you can go in and listen to it for yourself, because I've never heard this stuff before, but it makes sense. Okay, so stay tuned. I'll continue to look for that channel.